Hello, Jewish kids out there. I'm Uncle Stanley Weinstock with Red Eye Rod. Last time we got together, we were speaking with our friend Chester. He's a cute kid. I agree. And we were discussing the terrible story of Kamtza Bar Kamtza. I know, it ended very, very sad. When we last left our story, Bar Kamtza was very, very angry at the host of the party, and the Red Eyes, they didn't say nothing. When they saw him being embarrassed, Bar Kamtza that is, they didn't do anything, and Bar Kamtza decided he was going to take revenge. Revenge is also, it's not allowed. It is not allowed to take revenge in Jewish law, in the Torah. I know that, but he wanted to anyhow. He wasn't such a good guy. He acted improperly. So what did he do? I don't know. He went to the Caesar, to the head of the Roman government in Jerusalem, and he said, the Jewish people want to rebel against you. Oy, ve'yiznir. He said that. That's what he said. And he convinced the Caesar to give him an animal to be brought as a korban. A non-Jew can bring a korban. A non-Jewish person can send to the Beis Hamikdash an animal to be brought as a korban. But the non-Jewish people had a different idea of the kinds of things that would make a korban not kosher. Like what? Well, they had all sorts of very extreme things that would make a korban non-kosher, but for the Jewish people, a small mum, a small blemish, would make the animal not valid for a korban. So Bar Kamtza took the animal from the Caesar, and he cut it in a way that would make it not kosher for a korban. And he brought it to the Beis HaMikdash. And the Red Eyes, the Kohanim, the Red Eyes who were at the Beis HaMikdash, they saw that this animal was not kosher for a korban. Even though it was being brought on behalf of a non-Jew, it wasn't kosher for a korban. And even though it was being brought on behalf of the Caesar, a very important guy in the Roman government. Exactly. So they didn't know what to do. They went to Rav Zechariah ben Avkulas, and they asked him what to do. And Rav Zechariah, he was very concerned. And you know what he said? I don't know. What did he say? He said, if we bring that animal as a korban, people will say animals with blemishes like that can be brought as a korban. And that will be a misunderstanding of the Torah. Oh no, so there's another possibility. And what was that? To kill the Kamtza. To kill him. Because somebody who endangers the Jewish community is called a rodef, and he'd be somebody that would be allowed, even though we don't want to do this, in Jewish law to get rid of. So why didn't they do that? Well, Rav Zechariah said, if we kill Bar Kamtza, people will think that somebody who puts a blemish, puts a mum in a korban, gets killed, and that's not the halacha either. So what did Rav Zechariah do? He did nothing. Nothing. Gar nicht. Nothing at all. He didn't bring the animal, he didn't do anything to Bar Kamtza, and left it as it is. Oh no. And guess what happened? I can guess. Bar Kamtza goes back to the Caesar, and he says the Jewish people would not accept your animal. They wouldn't accept it as a korban. And the Caesar got very, very upset, and that led to the destruction of Jerusalem. Oy ve'yiznir. It all started with an invitation that was mistaken to Bar Kamtza instead of Kamtza. That's how it started. So I was wondering, Uncle Stanley, what's the message for kids, for Jewish kids, from this story? Jerusalem was destroyed by an angry Caesar, starting with the story of the party of Kamtza Bar Kamtza. I think I know the reason. I think I know the message. What do you think the message is, Uncle Stanley? You're a little bit older than me. I know that you got gray hair too. But you're more sagely, and you're my uncle, so maybe you could tell us what you think is the message of the story. I think the message of the story, you know, you talked about sinas chinam with that guy Chester. Yeah, Chester, we talked about sinas chinam, causeless hatred. He's a cute kid. I agree. Can we go on? Sure. Anyhow, you see, when Jewish nation, members of the Jewish people don't get along with each other, there's all sorts of causes to it. Was it a mistaken invitation? Was it the anger of the host? Was it the Red Eyes? They didn't do nothing at the party? Was it Bar Kamtza because he was a no-goodnik? He took revenge? Was it Zechariah ben Avkulas? What are you saying? I'm saying that when there is hatred and anger amongst the Jewish people in Jerusalem and the Jewish world in general, it's everybody's fault. Oh, I get it. Since there were so many different parts of the story, and so many people involved, you can't really say who was actually responsible. Everybody contributed to the destruction of Yerushalayim. Yeah, bad feelings and misjudgments and all that kind of stuff. It is everybody's problem. It's not one person. The Kamtza was a no-goodnik. The host was not a good guy. The rabbi should have acted. The Zachariah should have made a decision. Everybody is part of one nation. That's what I want to say. Everybody is part of one nation in Yerushalayim, the Jewish world. We're all responsible for it. And that maybe is the message of Tisha B'Av. That when it comes to fixing that which was broken, we really have to look into ourselves to understand what we can do to fix the situation of the Jewish world, to bring the Mashiach and to rebuild the Beis HaMikdash. We can't pin the responsibility on only one person. Not Bar Kamtza, not the host, not the rabbis, not Rav Zachariah. Everybody's responsible. Kol Yisrael arevim zeh b'zeh. That means that all Jewish people are responsible for one another. They're part of one nation. I think you're right, Uncle Stanley. So what are you going to do this Tisha B'Av? I'm going to daven. I'm going to sit on the floor. I'm going to say kines. I'm going to fast. I'm going to daven to Hashem that we are able to fix this terrible problem in the Jewish people. And Bezrat Hashem, Mashiach is bald gekommen. He's going to come very soon and rebuild the Beis HaMikdash. And then we'll take the story of Kamtza Bar Kamtza and turn it on its head and bring about the exact reversal. Not sinas chinam, but avas chinam. Causeless love amongst the Jewish people. That sounds good to me. Hey, that Chestel kid is really cute, you know. I agree.